Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Pharaoh. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we will be talking about my biggest regrets in Summoner's War here. This account is, obviously the most fresh in my mind, so it's easier to talk about this one. But I've made plenty of mistakes over the years on all the accounts that I've made, and even as I would consider myself a veteran player at this point. But at the same time, there was still a lot of learning I did. Doing this account, this free-to-play challenge, and yeah, the game seems to always be changing. So the first biggest regret I have is actually up here. The most, it's just the most obvious one. Full wings, over full energy. Some of this stuff I accidentally collected energy from my inbox. That it didn't need to be collected. It had like days left. So it's not quite accurate, but I'm overflowing with energy either way, so not having that going, definitely an issue. I think that's an issue a lot of people make. I can chalk it down to time. I think most people do. It's like, oh, I don't really want to get up in the morning just to do 10 arena wings, on my way to work, or or before I leave the house or whatever. So I can see that for myself personally as well, but it's definitely a good thing to try to get that done, because I'd have thousands more glory points at this point if I had just done them every morning. Like, that stuff compounds so much. You figure, safely you're in the 1,000 range for trophies. If you're not attacking that much, it's pretty easy to stay in the 11 to 1,200 range. It's really not hard in arena to stay up there. But let's say you're getting +4 points every time you get a win because you're in the 1000s. That's 40 glory points every morning, in theory, that I would be getting. Obviously, if I'm attacking, if I'm using all my wings all the time, I'd be a lot higher than 1000s. But you figure if you're getting +4, just for example, you're getting 40 every morning. 40 more every morning for the last, I've been playing almost 300 days. I've done my arena wings maybe 40 of those mornings, so 260 mornings I could have gotten, 40 more, which I don't have a calculator up, but that's a significant number. That is a ton of extra glory points, whatever 40 times 260 is. But yeah, gosh, at that math, I'd be tens of thousands more. I'd damn near be done with the towers at this point. Wow. Anyway, so that's number one, the wings. The energy as well. The energy is a little more expendable than the wings are, because there's so many more ways to get energy now than there used to be. But energy has always been the easier of the two to get anyway. You got typically 2 events running. You're getting energy constantly from there. You have the energy collector. You should have it. The energy collector can max out at 60 energy, then you pick it up every 12 hours, I think it maxes out. So it's 120 a day, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a lot of extra energy out in the game, but the wings are precious. They're not giving away that much. You get 3 of them a day for sending the little hearts to your friends, so they can collect energy that way too. And that's another thing, people wasting energy, and I'm guilty of this as well. Not using those hearts when they max out at 3,000, those social points, and it's always best to use it for energy. I know that you used to be able to summon with them. I don't know if you can anymore. I'll check here in a second. But yeah, you used to be able to summon with social points. Back in 2014, I've said this multiple times, just ridiculous stories, but people had, you can still do it. Terrible. Don't do this, guys. Terrible value. This used to be the only thing that you could do with this, though. I'm pretty sure the only thing you could do with it was summon. I think that the energy thing came in around the year 3 mark. I think it took a long time to convert this into energy. I don't know. If you guys remember, you can comment down below. This thing does max out at 60. Okay, so it takes, 12 hours. You can get 120 every 24 hours in theory. From that, the energy collector thing here. What is it called? Energy extractor. All right. So yeah, a lot of energy available there. That's one thing. Another thing that I regret about this account is building stuff I don't need. So the first two things, not using my wings as consistently as I should be, and I'm able to. I mean, that's just a lack of motivation. Everyone has the time to do it. Like, I'm not telling you guys to play Summoner's War and Drive, but you can probably just wake up in the morning and while you're brushing your teeth, get like 3 of your battles done already just doing that. I mean, most people have a cleave team. So yeah, but just building stuff that I don't need. And skilling stuff up too. I mean, Sigmaris and Veramos definitely at the top of the list there. Not super mad about the Sigmaris skill ups. He's completely useless to me now. But Veramos was just like, there's just no need for this. And I mean, it was months. I had these two skilled up months before I summoned any scrolls at all. But still, to have had those saved would have been a massive help. I threw a couple into him. I threw maybe 3 into Ergar. It really wasn't too many. I don't feel too bad about it. It was 4. And I think it's 3. I think I had a Lysel, the water one, from the summoning, the guild shop, magic shop, little pieces of the water vampire or whatever. So I think I had one there, but it's at least 3 Devil Mon I wasted there, which was, there's just no need for that. I could have just fused them up. But I have coppers built, I have bulldozers built, and yeah, I'll build them, but I probably didn't need to build 2 teams of this. And again, I didn't know when I was going to summon scrolls, but either way, just from a free-to-play standpoint, you really only need one of these teams anyway. I mean, endgame players have probably 2 of these teams built. I would love endgame players to tell me how much they actually use this. Is there ever an instance where you would want to use Copper Bulldozer over other teams that you already have? Just late game, not even end game. 2, like, out of the 5 you get. So it's changed now. We have all this. I guess it's been a while since I've been on this computer. We have this now too, where you get 5 or whatever. You get 5 attacks. Like, is there a time where you would actually want to use Copper Bulldozer teams twice? Same thing for Siege. Siege is probably going to be a yes, just because. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Look at this. Look at this battle record. Isn't that nice right there? 20k. They still had towers left up and they got 0. I'd love to know how that worked out. Yeah. I don't. This game doesn't always register things quite right, does it? Anyway, what was I even saying? Yeah, it's October in the north. Yeah, everyone is getting sick again, so sorry. God, what was I talking about? How do you forget that? Oh, yeah, building stuff you don't need. Yeah, just building the Copper Bulldozer teams. I probably didn't need 2 there. Other things I built. I'm happy I built him and tested him. Building the second Konamiya was not necessary so early. I wouldn't say it was a bad thing, but the Copper Bulldozer doesn't make a ton of sense. Having 2 Tractor Windy teams. I don't know if I 6-starred. I think I 6-starred the Tractors. They're over here. I think I 6-starred Lupinus. This is actually, forget everything that I said. This was the biggest regret I made. I had really high hopes for her. Her skills have always looked really good. I mean, since the moment she came out, and I think she's gotten buffed once or twice, but she's so bad. Like, why? Her utility isn't high enough to be a crowd control unit. It's just not. It's just not a good. It's not a good candidate for TOA. This unit has to do damage. The Magic Knights have got to do damage for the team. Even the Dark one, Lynette, I'm pretty sure she heals. I don't know if it's herself or the team in some capacity, but she still needs to deal damage to get the healing off. Where is she at? And she has attack speed leader skill, which is pretty good. This attack also heals all allies for 30% of the damage, and she's defense based. Based on the target's max HP. Okay, none of this stuff is based on... I don't know why she's a defense type. The typings don't make any sense for some of these units either. I feel like Comptos kind of needs to look at this stuff. The only Magic Knight that you should be actually focusing on crowd controlling units is Iris, because she's broke and disgusting. the awakening ability actually makes sense. This constant stripping, despair or revenge is nasty on her. Like, she's the only one. Like, the other Magic Knights need to be attack. It's straight up. Yeah. Other stuff that probably was regrettable building. There's not too much actually that I regret building. It's just that I probably built it too early and needed to get into just other content, just farm ruins, get the Ikarus together faster. There's another regret too, is not focusing the Ikarus immediately. I should have gotten into the game, farmed the very minimum amount of giants that I needed, the very minimum amount of then dragons B12 that I needed to get the guard runes on the Ikarus to start farming dragons a little bit faster, or just go straight into the Rift Beasts. Like, yeah, not even going into dragons. I really theorized that you could just straight up go for fight determination sets in the Fire and Water Rift Beasts, and yeah, obviously you have to be able to finish the Light Beast as well. But you can just farm Fatal sets, you can pick up the Twins, and do work in all three of those dungeons. They're great. And then just go straight for fight or determination on Ikarus, because I feel like the path of progression that's being pushed by most YouTubers right now, which is it's what I follow too, because it's just the way that it's always been. I feel like it's just wrong. I feel like you would save so much time and energy and hassle going straight for those sets. I mean, I've talked about it a couple other times, but it's just like you're wasting so much energy and so much time getting guard runes, getting full determination, and all this stuff, when you can just go straight for fight and determination sets. And then early on in the account, you aren't so, I don't know if jaded is the right word. You've grown weary. It's not like you're afraid to farm runes. You're like just tired of it, though. I mean, you just get tired of farming different rune sets for the exact same team, going from guard to determination to fight determination. Some people go rage. I don't know if that is a great benefit or not. I'm just flat out done farming for the Ikarus. I have like one more thing I would like to fix, which is on these two, the accuracy checks. I do have a rune that fits one of them, but the issue is the speed, so I would need a gem. If I can get a speed gem for fight to drop, it's completely solid. One of the Ikarus has like 20 more accuracy on it at that point, and then at that point I feel like it's fine. Like, even with the lower accuracy numbers, like at a certain point your damage dealer just has to slay out. So Ikarus are just a massive pain in my mind, but just going straight into the Rift Beasts, I wish I would have just done it, just tried it. I mean, I'm happy with a lot of what I did. Really, I'm not like, when I say regret, stuff that means that's stuff that I could have done to be more efficient. Like, I don't feel like I wasted anything. Like, it'll all come full circle, but I could have gotten farther faster at the same time. So, yeah, and sometimes you just have to walk through it to learn stuff too. You can't foresee everything. Another regret is, I don't know. I mean, I want to say the Wind Homunculus, but at the same time, I literally had to have him to clear the Dark Rift Beast, to clear multiple other areas of content in terms of the Rift Beasts. He helped a lot in, like, PvP as well. He actually helped a ton. I am probably just going to switch him to either the Soul Shot version of the Wind one, or just make the Water one for TOA Hard. I'm so irritated with TOA Hard, and he makes the auto team very easy. And I have so many more options now that he was filling that I just have the units now anyway. And I can just switch my playstyle. Like, the Twins kind of are the queens of the Rift Beasts anyway, and that's where he was most of the time. So yeah, he did help me a lot in guild battles though. But yeah, in terms of my box, it's really about, I could have just done stuff faster and more efficiently if I had just known what I know now. I would say that's the three biggest regrets, honestly. I don't know, beyond that, the biggest things were just not getting online in the morning to do my wings, and clear out some energy as well. Because that only takes, even when my teams were longer, running you know, even way back to where it would have been 2.5 minutes. I could have just set it down in my car and just drove to work, and I would have had 90 energy spent. I would have had 10 more runes, or, you know, 6 more runes, a scroll, and some other stuff here, and, you know, whatever drops from the dungeons. And just, I would have progressed so much faster that way too. But yeah, the wings are huge. The wings are absolutely massive. And then building things I probably didn't need to. Taking the recommend, like literally just taking the recommended route for Ikaru. That was like the biggest irritant. It's not even though like it was the worst decision, but it was so irritating. I really hope that like other content creators watch this and are like, wow, this might actually work. Like, you could probably just go for fight determination immediately. Yes, I understand that the Guardstone helps a ton with the arena stuff, but you can just go straight, you know, Mysterious Plan, Sanctum of Energy, or Sanctum of Energy, Mysterious Plan, whatever, and then into the Guardstone and get it as high as you can. The speeds don't have to be as high as they are here. They can technically be 15 speed lower, because this is what, 170 right here. 15 less speed would be 155. That depends on your speed tower too, actually. They kind of need to be fast, or you can just have one faster one. You can make your Verd fast when you're starting too. You can make your Verd plus 100 speed, and then get the Ikaru's just where they need to be, just in terms of defense and speed. And then he's getting more damage, and he's getting more protection from the defense anyway, until you can get his runes better. Or you could just make the runes good right away. You could just put in the time to get actually good determination and fight sets. I finally put in the time, and it was fantastic. So yeah, almost like following what other people did, like, and finding out like this might actually not be the best way. What everyone in the community is saying, I feel like might not be the right way to really go about progressing the fastest in the game. Even BJR5, like, you don't need to have the grinds for the Ikaru team at all. If you just go straight for determination and fight, you're completely taking out the need for BJR5. So it's, yeah, I feel like it's not even regrettable, though, at the same time. Like I said, it's just like a learning experience, so I'm kind of happy about it. But yeah, those are the 3 biggest things. If you guys have anything else that you would like to say, your biggest regret about your account, definitely say that below. But yeah, for me, it's wings, energy, and probably just following the basic stuff that everyone says.